So today we will try to complete the naming of the files, everything that we are going to be need for this project to make it scalable. And so in the future we may add like the what was it, TMDB something API. We will add it in the future. So we need a currently we are using the data from the JSON data.json, but in the future we will use the TMDB API. So to use that API we need to make a file, make a separate folder and files, so where we can write the logic for it, so that even when we add it in the future it won't affect that much our project. We need to do simple changes and our application will work fine. So we need to think in that way. So let's start the timer. So I will not work for 90 minutes. I will work for around 40 minutes and try to build as much as possible in that time. If I do have the energy, then I will extend the time. So let's figure out. So this is the data.json file. So we are building another file where we are going to be fetching the data from this JSON file, right? So okay, let's read a little bit about it. So yesterday we read about the separation of concerns, data abstraction, right? I think that we need some what do we say, we need to export some function, right? Get trending movies or get all movies. Okay, services. And what should we do inside the services? What should we do, right? Okay, let's read. So there are 3 industry standard patterns for naming the folder file structure where API logic resides. So choosing one depends on the intent of your architecture. So let's try to get more clarification on how to what to give the name and how many files we should have in this. Okay, so our application, so this is a entertainment web app. In the future I want to make the application robust enough that when I am not getting the data from the AP TMDB API, I should show a different error message. I want to make it usable by people. So this is a entertainment web app in the future, and to make the application robust enough so that when I'm not getting the data from the TMDB API, should show a different error message. I should handle it in a way which makes the interaction for the user better. Implement a defense in-depth strategy to ensure that if the even if the TMDB API is down, slow, or the user is offline, the application remains functional, informative, and visually stable. So the ability of a system to maintain at least partial functionality when some portions of the systems are fails. The user should still be able to see their bookmark list stored locally. Step a caching strategy where the app displays stale data. Just 2 hours ago, on a blank screen. Back off. When a request fails due to a network flicker, the app should automatically try again, increasing weightage. So session 1, the caching layer, service layer, local storage sync. Within your service, every time a successful fetch occurs, save a copy of the payload to local storage or IndexedDB. Modify your service to return the cached version. Modify your service to return the cached version if the fetch call throws an error. Right. Offline indicator, create a piece of global state. Via hook that listens to the window dot indicator. Offline events to warn the user that they are viewing cached data. Defense UI, right? Wrap your main content sections in a React error boundary. This prevents a single API failure from crashing the entire browser tab. The empty state component, design a specific UI for when no data is available. Example, we are having trouble reaching the movie database now. Check your bookmarks in the meantime. Create ghost versions of your display this while is loading is2. Okay, leave them for later. but how can I write the file naming for the leave the extra stuff later for later, but how can I write the file naming for each of the purpose also give me why and make what is the purpose behind every follower and give and explain me the purpose behind each file regarding the API. It holds the base URL and your API keys, right? So it does have the API keys or the headers. So you don't want to type the base URL in every single if you are switching fetch to a library like access, you can change here only. This is the API client.ts, right? This is the telephone line. It doesn't know who you are calling, it just was connection in the dial tone. The file contains the actual function that make requests like get trending, search movies, get movie details, right? This keeps your endpoints organized. For trending, from trending all day to trending movies, you only fix it here. This is the restaurant menu. It lists all the items you can order, trending, popular, search, and what information you need to provide. This is the data transformation layer. It takes the message data from there, converts it into a clean object that your React components actually want to use. TMD might send a field called release date. Your app might verify here. Instead of fixing this in every component, you map it here. Once its API changes its data structure, if the API changes its data structure and your components won't break because the mapper acts as a shield. This is the translator. Speaks one language, TMD pages translation. Another language, field clean UI objects. The mapper ensures they understand each other types. Not using TypeScript only yet. Translate API client. Services as API. API client.jsx API client.jsx service.jsx web services API client.jsx movies. What is movie mapper? Movie service.js service.jsx rename js 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 movie mapper movie mapper.js movie mapper js. Okay, alright, so as of now we are getting the data from data.json. So okay, get movies, right? Export default get movies. Sorry, I mean function. So we can use this get movies in everywhere where we import it, right? Is it like this? Okay, let's see. Let's try to analyze it. Console.log getting the movies. Let's see, can we use it? Okay, first of all, so we need to have all the information here, right? Where is we have information? Import. So I will be back in a few minutes. So yeah, I'm back. So okay, one is so we have created like around three files. One is API client, another one is movie mapper, another one is movie service. So let's read about the what is the purpose behind it. API client, it's like it is specifically for like fetching. So we are like fetching the data in the API client, and we will use fetching the data, right? In the API client we will use the fetching. And the movie service, what we are doing is that okay, got it. Inside it also we will use the like we can use the fetch, axios or anything. We will handle everything regarding the data that either comes from a data.json file or from an API, right? And inside the service movie service.js we are like so we are creating functions that serve different purposes, like fetch the trending movies and fetching the search movies. Okay, so got it. This is logical reasoning. So this is about encapsulation, right? Your React component shouldn't care if the data comes from a local JSON file or a remote server. It just calls fetch trending movies by keeping URLs and query parameters inside this file. Okay, URLs and query parameters, right? Inside this file you make your components much cleaner and easier to read. Cleans and reformats the raw data before it reaches state. API data is often messy. Okay, this is snake case, like release date, but it's only partial image paths. You map the raw API object into a UI friendly object. If the API ever changes its structure, you only update the mapper. Your components which rely on. So now give me the so now tell me the concepts that I need to understand, not master, that I need to understand to get started. We will mostly work on like implementation part. We are not getting into the like mastering everything, then we will implement. So I am using data.json file as of now. Do okay, so we are like .env file. What should we make in the .env file? Create a .env file, right? .env. Okay. Here is the git ignore. So that's it for today. We will work again.